Hi everyone, welcome back to the Crafty Author. My name is Anissa, I am the Crafty Author, and this is going to be our July block of the month. So I wanted to do something a little different this month. We've been doing a lot with stars and that sort of thing. We did a Jacob's Ladder last month, but this month we're going to do something very different, and it's probably going to test some of your skills. But that is a very, very good thing. So I'm going to show you. It's a lot of fun. I think you're going to love it. And here it is. Ta-da! So we are going to make this beautiful block. July's block is the Drunkards Path. For those of you who have never seen a Drunkards Path, this is what it looks like. It's kind of crazy. See, it's making that circle. It's really cool. I did my test piece in red, white, and blue just because it's the 4th of July, and I thought, wow, that would be really cool to do it like that. I'm going to flip the camera and I'm going to show you the wall hanging that I've made using the Drunkards Path pattern. Many of you have seen it, some of you may not, so I want to show you what it looks like. This is a Drunkard's Path. So you can see right here, you can see the pieces there that make that circle. I did this one out of scraps. I just used scrappy fat quarters that I picked up at the Walmart for 50 cents. And this is what I made. And it turned out absolutely gorgeous. So I don't want you to get concerned about how am I going to cut this out, because I already have the pattern for you. You will only be able to access this pattern on my website, which is craftyauthor.com. You don't need to remember that because I'm going to put it up here. You'll see that little eye up in the corner, right-hand corner. You can click on that and it'll take you directly to the pattern that you're going to need. And you can also look down below in the description box, and I will have the link there as well. So make sure you check both of those places, okay? Because it's very, very important. You will need this pattern, all right? So I have already gone ahead and cut these pieces. Now I like to cut these pieces with my AccuQuilt. I just feel like it cuts it a little bit better. I used 1 fat quarter to do this, to cut this. It cut all the pieces that I need for it. You're going to need 4 total. So you'll need 4 of this color and 4 of this color, of whatever you're working with, all right? And I am using the darker color on top and the lighter color on bottom, and then I will alternate and use a lighter color on top and a darker color on the bottom. And that's what kind of gives that offset in this pattern, as you can see. So you can see how I use the blue here with the red and the red with the blue. Same on the bottom, but I just reversed them so that the 2 reds would be diagonal and the 2 blues would be diagonal. Okay, so I'm going to show you how we put these together. It is a little bit tricky. Anybody can do it, so have faith in yourself. Let's get started. Okay, so I have right here, I've got my pieces, and they look something like this, all right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a light one now, and I'm gonna make it with this, because we've already done one that has the top that's darker with the lighter fabric. Now we're going to do the lighter fabric on top with our darker. How we do this is we have 2 notches here. They're like little triangles here. And when you cut out the pattern, you will also have those there. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to line up these 2 notches, right sides facing each other, just like I just did. You can use pens or you can use clips. I'm going to use clips. Pins may be easier if you're just starting out and you're not sure how this works. So this is what I'm talking about, how it's kind of weird when you're going to be sewing, because it doesn't line up perfectly like it normally would. Like if we were working with a square, for instance, if we were sewing these two pieces together, we would put them together right sides and they would line up perfectly along that edge. So that's not going to happen with these. And so there is a way to do this. I'm just going to set those aside. So you're going to need some clips. I already have a bunch. Do not be afraid to clip it to death, because you might need to. But all you're going to do is you're going to pull these up into little increments until you have them perfectly lined up along your edge. And I'm just going to keep doing this and lining it up like that. And then I will clip it. And then I will take another piece and I will line it up. So I'm just lining it up straight along the edge. And I'm just going to keep doing it. Now this may take some time, so you're going to want to have a little bit of patience doing this. This can be a little bit tricky. And I'm getting really close to my edge here. So I'm going to go ahead and clip right there, and then I'm going to clip again because I have this pretty much perfect right there. And then I'm going to take this last bit and I'm just going to make sure that it's flush, which it is now. And so we have our first side done. So it's already pinned. Okay, so you're gonna have something that looks a little bit like this going along, and yes, you're gonna see probably some rippling, but when you start sewing, this is gonna actually flatten out and you're not gonna have any issues. So we need to do that to this side also. Whoops. And don't throw it on the floor like I just did. That's not good. So then I'm gonna take it again, and I find it's easiest, honestly, for me to pin from the back side, because I feel like I have more control over the fabric for some reason. I don't know. But you need to find what works for you in pinning this together. Okay. So I'm just doing that, continuing to just follow along that edge there. Boom. Just about had that perfect, like right there. And then I'm gonna just clip, and I'm gonna clip, and then I'm gonna unclip, and I'm just gonna keep clipping. So just play with the fabric. That's the moral of the story here. All right. And that one actually looks pretty good. All right. So now I have it all pinned, or all clipped. As you can, well, maybe you can see if I'd stop flopping it around everywhere. I'm just gonna lay it down. So here we go, boom. So now what I'm gonna do is I am going to go along here and I am going to stitch 1/4 of an inch from my edge all the way around. All right, so I'm gonna start sewing here, and I'm gonna take out my first clip, and I'm just gonna do a couple of stitches here. And I am using a stitch length of 2.4. And as you can see, I'm just stitching along, right along that edge. And you can see when I pull the clips out that it straightens it. The fabric straightens out. It's not as puckered as it looks when you're first doing this. Okay, so that's done, which was really easy to do. Now what I want to do is I want to take this and I'm going to press I'm going to finger press this, and I'm going to finger press this seam open. And I like to press these seams open because it helps it to lay flatter, and it makes the ironing process much easier. So I'm just opening that up and just giving it a nice little finger press, nothing big, and boom, it's done. And there we have it. We've got our other piece. So I'm going to go press this. I have both of the pieces now together. So I've gone and pressed it open, as you can see. Now I'm going to put them together opposite sides. So I should have a dark circle here and a light circle here, a light top here and a dark top here. And all I'm going to do is fold them over, because now they're squares, and I am just going to make sure that they line up. I'm going to make sure that my seams are also lining up, because even though I pressed them inside, I still want them to be pretty even. Okay, I'm just going to put a couple clips in there, and then I'm just going to stitch 1/4 inch down. Is now done, and I am going to press to the dark side, or the darker side, which I think I'm going to press this way where my circle is darker. Okay, so I've got that done. Make sure I'm not stretching this too much. This is very stretchy. These fat quarters are stretchy. All right, now I have that finished. So we have our first round done. I now have my pieces ready to go, and I am going to put them together. You can see how cool they look. So I just want to show you. So when I pressed the seam to the darker side, it created one that went this way, and it created one that went this way, which makes it easier to put together like this, so I can nest these seams like so. So you can see that there, and then you can see there. So those two are nesting, and you can feel it with your fingers when you do this on your own. You can actually feel that, and that's what you want, because that's what's going to give you a perfect point when we go to sew this together. And now I'm just going to clip this. You don't have to. This can get a little crazy, a little wonky, so that's why I'm just doing this for right now. I normally don't, as you know, but sometimes I do. And I am just going to stitch this down. You can see how easy this is, and voila. And now it's done. I'm going to press it out, and then I'm going to show you how cool it really is. All right, so I think it turned out really, really great, and I'm super happy with it. And here is our finished product. So this is July's block of the month, the Drunkards Path. And when you put them all together, just like I was telling you before and showing you with the quilt that was hanging on the wall, it looks pretty doggone amazing. So go ahead and give this a try for yourself. Like I said, the pattern will be on my website. You'll have to print it off. It'll be a PDF pattern. And yeah, should be very easy. If you would like to follow me on social media, the links are down below in the description box. Do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. And if you feel like sharing it, that's great too, because sharing is caring. Don't forget to click that little bell. You'll get notified each and every time that I upload a new video. And keep on crafting.